Fame sweepstakes for your chance at an incredible grand prize. 2 tickets to his number retirement night at T-Mobile Park August 9th, including the opportunity to watch the ceremony from the field. Enter now at mariners.com/Ichiro sweepstakes. Well, Rick, here we go. The deadline has come to an end. The Mariners, 2 big bats in the middle of the lineup. A huge series starting tonight against the Texas Rangers.
No more speculation, Gary. A lot of work has been done for all these ball clubs, and the boys are back in town, and they've got some new faces, new names with them, and one guy is back again. Eugenio Suarez out there at third base. Josh Naylor, his home debut, and Caleb Ferguson out of left field. We're ready to go. George Kirby on the mound. First pitch on the way to Josh Smith is on the way. It's a strike on the outside corner. We are underway, so yes, indeed. Good vibes only. Eugenio Suarez, big deal yesterday, pulled off by the Mariners. With the Arizona Diamondbacks, 2 of them. Here's the lineup and the 0-1 to Smith. And it's low and inside for ball 1, 1 ball and 1 strike. And folks, we had a little bit of a delay leaving Sacramento late last night because we played a night game in Sacramento. We got in, we landed about 3 this morning. The Rangers also played last night in Anaheim. Here's a swing, a chopper along the first base line. Charging is Naylor. He's got it, waves off George. And Josh goes to the bag for the unassisted put out on Smith. And there's 1 away for the Rangers here in the top of the first inning. And what we were waiting for was Gino Suarez and his wife and 2 little daughters. They came on the plane and everybody gave him a standing ovation, clapping and cheering. And Gino back with the ball club, and Gino took the time to go from the front of the plane all the way to the back of the plane where we were sitting and hugged everybody on the airplane. Suarez back. Here's Corey Seager is swinging a foul out of play on the third base side, and the count 0-1. And Gary, I thought that was just an amazing reception for Eugenio Suarez last night on the plane.
Yeah, that's how much he means to the club. Not only the obvious production that his bat has provided, but he means a lot as a guy to this club and this organization.
No doubt about it.
And the fan base.
You bet. Here's the pitch to Seager, and it's up high for ball 1, 1 ball and 1 strike. And now with Cal, of course, in the lineup and Suarez in the lineup, you got the 2 guys leading each league in runs batting with an 87. Here's the next offer on the way, and it's up high for ball 2, 2-1. And now Gino will add to his total. Back in the American League in a Mariners uniform. It was some kind of situation last night on the plane. Corey Seager batting .269. Here's the pitch to him, and it's a breaking ball low and inside from George. Ball 3. 3 balls and a strike. George Kirby 5-5 with a 4.50 ERA, making his 13th start of the year. Was on the IL early part of the season. Missed the first 2 months with inflammation in his right shoulder. Next pitch on the way. Fastball misses up and in. Ball 4. So Seager with a 1-out walk. And Corey's on at first base. Well, time now for the roof report from 3 Tree Roofing. And on a beautiful Thursday night here in Seattle, the roof is wide open. The lights are on, won't take effect for a while. The roof report brought to you by 3 Tree Roofing, the #1 roofer in Washington. Go to 3treeroofing.com for a free estimate today. Here's Marcus Semien with a swing and a foul back, and the count is now 0-1. You're going to see Semien and a lot of these Ranger hitters be very aggressive early in the count. Number 1, because that's their approach for a lot of these hitters. And number 2, George Kirby's going to throw a lot of strikes. Not going to walk you. The stretch and the 0-1 to Semien. Swinging a fly ball down the right field line. Long run. Dom Canzone. This is a foul ball. As it takes a big kangaroo hop into the crowd down the line. And the count is 0-2 on Semien. Marcus batting just .231 on the year. 13 home runs and 53 runs batted in. Had a big year a couple of years ago. But this is a huge series for both these teams. The Mariners and the Rangers tied for the 2nd spot in the American League West with identical 57 and 52 one-loss records. Kirby ready, looking for a strikeout. The 0-2 to Semien. It is high and outside, not by much. Ball 1, 1 ball, and 2 strikes. On deck, right fielder Adolis Garcia. Kirby, 16 walks and 68 strikeouts for the year in 66 innings. Next pitch is outside with a breaking ball. Ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Angels, as we mentioned, the Rangers playing the Angels last night down in Anaheim, and Texas won that game 6-3, while the Mariners lost a close one last night in Sacramento to the A's 5-4. Here's the pitch. Up high, ball 3. And the count is now 3-2 on Marcus Semien. And Kirby just doesn't walk anybody, but he has walked Seager, and now he's 3-2 on Semien. Seager will lead at first, 1 out, just underway, no score. The Kirby 3-2 pitch swung on, fouled away off the top of the netting behind home plate, and the count is still full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Well, this time of the day, a lot of sunshine in the bleachers in right field, everything pretty much in shade. Sun glistening off the windows of the Hit It Here Cafe on the 200 level on and right. Here's the stretch, and again, the 3-2 to Semien, swinging a ground ball. 2-hopper to third. Up with the ball, Gino. He's got it down to second, 1. The relay to first, in time, double play. Welcome back, Eugenio Suarez. Gino had to back up to get that second hop, and man, what a quick, perfect throw over to Cole Young for the out on Seager at second. His relay to first, a double.
It's a 5-man umpiring crew here today, and this young superstar is in the stands.
And did their feet get tangled up? Yes, so Hoppy tripped, or he might have caught that ball.
Down. There's a fastball. There's a flying bat. It's a high car. And that ball is off the ladder. It's actually off the ladder. You never see that.
Haggerty is on with an infield hit. A little tumble behind the mound. Hat fell off. That was awesome. I mean, you just don't see that.
Legendary.
On a drop and there's throw by Ichiro. He threw something out of Star Wars.
Get your tickets at mariners.com/Ichiro.
Whatever temperatures this summer brings, your Bryant dealer is ready to help. Your dealer is backed by outstanding products from one of the industry's most trusted names, Bryant.
Visit BryantNorthwest.com for a dealer near you. Bryant, whatever it takes.
You're listening to Mariners Baseball on Seattle Sports.
No score, bottom of the first inning, and Randy Arozarena up in the leadoff spot leads things off tonight. Here's the pitch on the way from Kamar Rocker, and it's low and outside for ball 1. So Dan Wilson, a little bit different look. J.P. Crawford batting 8th. Here's the windup and the 1-0 on the way. And Randy turns away from ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. You have Randy Arozarena, Cal Raleigh, Julio Rodriguez, 1, 2, 3, Naylor, Suarez, Polanco, 4, 5, 6, and Canzone, Crawford, and Young, 7, 8, and 9. Some new faces in that lineup, big bats. Here's the windup and the 2-0. It's low and outside. Ball 3 to Randy. 3 balls and no strikes. Kamar Rocker, 25 years of age, had the remarkable collegiate career at Vanderbilt, leading Vanderbilt to a College World Series title, missing out another year. Next offer on the way, and it's up and in for ball 4. So Randy with a leadoff walk here in the bottom of the first inning. Eventually, Rocker was a first-round pick by the New York Mets in June of 2021 when he came out of college, but the Mets had some medical concerns. He didn't sign a contract. He pitched in some independent ball in the Frontier League. Then in 2022 was a 3rd pick overall by the Texas Rangers in the first round. Here's Cal Raleigh, the stretch and the pitch, swinging a well-hit ball, and he yanks it foul way up there down the right field side into the upper deck, and it cascades down below. Man, did he turn on that pitch on Rocker, and it's 0-1 the count on Cal, who's sitting on 41 home runs on the season. Next one will be historic as well. Here's the pitch on the way, swinging a foul back off the top of the netting, and the count is now 0-2. Right now, he is tied with 41 home runs for the most home runs for a switch-hitting catcher. He's tied with Todd Hundley. So his next one, that's going to be another record for Cal Raleigh. He has 87 runs batted in, and that leads the American League. Just an incredible season. He also has 33 of his 41 home runs as a catcher. He's 2 home runs away from Pudge Rodriguez, who had 35 as a catcher. Here's the pitch, low and outside for ball 1, 1 ball and 2 strikes. And Gary, you need a spreadsheet to keep track of Cal's milestones and records.
Long spreadsheet.
Yeah. Man alive. What a year. It's that kind of year for Cal.
Every other day is a new one.
Now the stretch and the pitch in the way, swinging a ground ball to first, backhanded by Tellez. The throw down to second for one. The relay back to first base, not in time. That's right, Rowdy Tellez, now a Texas Ranger, had to come up and get that little bouncer along the line off the bat of Cal. They get the out at second on Randy Arozarena. But Cal is safe at first base on a 3-6 fielder's choice. Well, here's Julio Rodriguez. No score in the ball game, bottom of the first, and Julio is sitting on some history right here. He has 19 home runs for the year, 99 home runs for his career, so the next one will be 100. Here's the set by Rocker, the pitch on the way to Julio, and it's up high for ball one. 1 ball and no strikes. And another home run will give him 20. That'll be another 2020 season. He'll become the first player in Major League history in his first 4 years to reach 2020. 20 stolen bases or more, 20 home runs or more. Here's the stretch and the pitch. Breaking ball is a strike on the inside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike. And the way he's been hitting the baseball, I don't think we have to wait very long for number 100, career home run number 100 off the bat of Julio. Man, he hit a long home run last night in Sacramento against the A's. Here's the pitch on the way, swinging a fly ball into the gap in right center field. On the run, Evan Carter reaches out and he makes the catch. Sinking fly ball into right center. Julio flies out, and back to first base goes Cal Raleigh. So 1 on with 2 outs, no score. That'll bring up Josh Naylor, making his Mariners home debut. The Mariners acquired Naylor a week ago from the Arizona Diamondbacks, like they did Eugenio Suarez. But he joined the ball club when we're in Anaheim for the 7-game road trip. So here he is playing in his first home game as a Seattle Mariner. Josh Naylor batting .288, 12 home runs, 1 as a Mariner. Here's the pitch. Naylor takes outside for ball 1. That was a long home run a few days ago down in Sacramento at Sutter Health Park. Well beyond the bullpens in right at that ballpark and onto the berm and right. Naylor 60 RBIs for the year. Strong left-handed hitter. Now the stretch and the pitch. Swing and a miss. Off-speed pitch from Rocker. The count goes to 1 ball and 1 strike. Say, friends, when considering a Volvo, people should come to Sandberg Volvo Cars in Linwood to experience the Sandberg difference. The only Excellence Award winner and family-owned and operated Volvo dealership in the Northwest. Come in as a friend, leave as a member of the family with a great car. The stretch and the pitch inside as Naylor jumps out of the way, scampers across home plate to get out of the way of the pitch from Rocker, and the count is now 2-1 on Naylor. So see great reviews at SandbergVolvoCars.com. Just underway. Nice to be back home, and it's a long homestand for the Mariners. 4 with the Rangers, and all 4 of these games are huge. As we mentioned, the Mariners and the Rangers tied for that 2nd spot behind Houston in the American League West. Battling for a division title, battling for a playoff spot. Naylor back up there. He had 31 home runs last year with Cleveland. Here's the set. And the 2-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Another off-speed pitch from Rocker. And the count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. What's been surprising as well, Naylor off to a good start. That's not surprising, but he has stolen 4 bases as a Mariner. And now Josh calls time. Bright gold spikes wearing tonight. Steps away from home plate. Barrel-chested, left-handed hitting first baseman for the Mariners. Jerry DiPoto, Justin Hollander, great job working the phone lines over the past few weeks, past few months, working on those deals and getting both Naylor and Suarez from the Diamondbacks. And don't forget the veteran left-handers out of the bullpen as well. Caleb Ferguson is going to help out Gabe Spire. So he has yet to appear in a game. Joined the ball club a couple of days ago. Now the set by Rocker, the 2-2 swing and a miss by Naylor for strike 3, and that's going to retire the side for the Mariners. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 man left on. We go to the top half of the 2nd on a gorgeous Thursday night in Seattle.
I think style, it's a very complicated thing.
Custom cleats came when I earned the rights to wear custom cleats.
So I think without going out and being loud and saying this is who I am or whatever, you can just kind of wear a certain shoe or a glove or a batting glove or whatever, and it kind of shows who you are.
Yeah, mine was a tops now as well. I hit my first walk-off last year against the Mets.
Jacob Young, Nationals win. Now he's got his first walk-off big league hit.
Dad had bought a stack of them, and I was like, I think we can get these ourselves, but he went ahead and bought a stack for himself.
Like business cards. There you go.
But it was awesome just to have that moment and have everyone so excited to have a picture of you is a fun moment.
Credit through TFS. Tax, title, and license extra. A negotiable doc fee of up to $200 may be added. Call 1-888-48-TOYOTA for details or go to Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
You're listening to Mariners Baseball on Seattle Sports.
Well, our home street bank score, the Mariners nothing, Rangers nothing. We go to the top half of the second. Adolis Garcia will lead things off. George Kirby fires away a fastball up high for ball one. The quartet of umpires for tonight's opening game of the series. We've got Sean Barber behind home plate, James Hoy at first, James Jean at second, and John Lipka is your umpire at third. Now the windup and the pitch. Up and away, ball two, 2 balls and no strikes. Mariners wearing their Northwest Connect unis, royal blue jerseys, yellow lettering numbers, black pants, the windup and the pitch. Garcia takes. Outside, ball 3. 3-0, and George, very unusual for George Kirby. He's been to a 3-ball count on the last 3 hitters, walking Seager with 1 out, and then he got Simeon on a 3-2 pitch to ground into a 5-4-3 double play. The 3-0. That's a strike. 3-1. Last year, George 14-11 had a 3.53 ERA, made 33 starts. His 1.1 walk every 9 innings was the best in Major League Baseball. 7.8 strikeouts for every walk. That was the best. Next offer. Swing and a miss by Garcia, and the count is full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. He does find a way when he does fall behind in the count to get back into the count. George ready, looks in, has a sign from Cal. The windup and the 3-2 offer. Garcia swinging a fly ball into right field, in toward the corner. On the run, Dom Canzone in the sunlight. He is there and he makes the catch. Right in front of the 326 marker, directly down that right field line by the foul pole where there's a sliver of sunlight. And Canzone gets to it to make the running catch, and there's 1 away. Well, tonight's Men of Steel report brought to you by Steel Outdoor Power Equipment. Eugenio Suarez and Josh Naylor, the newest Mariners, in the lineup tonight. Naylor's Mariner debut at home and Gino's debut for the 2025 season. Here's Evan Carter, and he takes a pitch outside for ball 1. Tonight's Men of Steel report brought to you by Steel Outdoor Power Equipment. Find your steel. Visit steeldealers.com. That's STIHL dealers.com. Carter, left-handed hitter. The look in by George, and the 1-0 pitch. Strike call, 1-1. Carter missing some time earlier this season. Batting .247, 4 home runs and 21 runs batted in. As a rookie, did a great job helping the Rangers win a World Series 2 years ago. Next offer is swinging a fly ball, straightaway center field. Julio going back to the 1 track. He's there, makes the catch off his left shoulder for the second out of the inning. He was shaded a little bit toward left center field. Got to go back into straightaway center, and he acknowledges his fans and the J-Rod squad out there in right center. So 2 outs for the Rangers. No score, and that'll bring up left fielder Wyatt Langford. Langford batting .242, right-handed hitter. George ready, delivers. Down low for ball 1. Gary, everybody was busy. I've got a long list of the teams and their trades over the last 24 hours and over the last week or so. The Rangers, right at the end, got 3 pitchers. Next offer is outside for ball 2, 2 balls and no strikes. Little help in the bullpen. Make it 1-1 the count on Langford. But the Texas Rangers get some pitching help the rest of the way. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the windup and the pitch. Up high. There's ball 2, 2 balls and a strike.
It's interesting. You look at the Rangers just with their personnel, you think their offense would really be their strength, but it's been their pitching. That has been their strength this year.
Here's the next offer on the way. Swinging a foul tip in a Cal's glove, and the count is even on Langford. And 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Rangers have the best ERA in baseball, the best team ERA.
Something.
It's just offensively they've really struggled, and part of that has been they just have not hit in their home ballpark, but they've pitched great in their home ballpark.
Jacob deGrom having an outstanding year. Nathan Eovaldi got the win last night down in Anaheim. Here's the next offer on the way. Check swing. Did he go? He did not. Ball 3. And another 3-2 count. This one on Langford. But Danny Coulombe coming over from Minnesota to Texas. Phil Maton coming over from Houston to Texas. And Merrill Kelly joins the Rangers. Here's the windup and the 3-2 pitch. Swung on, ground ball, foul on the third base side, and the count is still full. George gets a new baseball from Oakland umpire Sean Barber. So it's going to be interesting the rest of the way. We're getting close to the sprint now. As we wind up the month of July tonight, the windup and the 3-2, swinging a pop-up. Right center field. Over on the run is Julio. He gets there in time to make the catch, and that's it for the Rangers. We go to the bottom of the second. Home Street Bank score. The Mariners nothing and the Rangers nothing.
Nevera Tecnomaster con 10 años de garantía en el compresor. Inverter disponible en Plaza Lama.
Do you see yourself maybe one day after baseball, like maybe food critic, food writer?
I would love to do that. That's the plan. I've been doing it ever since I was in the big leagues. It's just fun. It's fun to interact with people like the fans, because a lot of my followers are baseball fans. Mm-hmm. So it's nice to interact with them on a topic that's not baseball. A lot of people seem to rally around that. I mean, who doesn't love good food?
I can't imagine transitioning from loving baseball cards to then knowing it's inevitably coming that you're going to be on baseball cards. What was that moment like for you?
Yeah, I think the first card I saw was when they did something for USA Baseball, and then now seeing my face, seeing me playing baseball on a card, it was surreal. It wasn't that it was that moment where like, wow, this is really something.
You're listening to Mariners Baseball on Seattle Sports.
Well, fans, we go to the bottom half of the second. No score, Mariners and the Rangers. And Eugenio Suarez back in the Mariners uniform has just been announced. He's up at home plate leading off the bottom of the second. A standing ovation here at T-Mobile Park for Gino. He is back with the ball club. Kamar Rocker ready. Here's the lineup and the pitch on the way. And Gino takes a look at a strike. 0-1 and fabulous ovation and welcome back from the fans here in Seattle for Eugenio Suarez. Put up some big numbers this year as an Arizona Diamondback. The windup and the 0-1 to Gino, swinging a pop-up. This one out of play on the first base side, right behind the Mariner first base dugout. And the count is 0-2 on Suarez. But man, it's nice to have him back. Hit .248 this year for the Diamondbacks with 36 home runs, and his 87 runs batted in at the time of the trade yesterday was leading the National League. So we have Cal Raleigh leading the American League in RBIs with 87. Gino leading the National League in runs batted in with 87. Now back in Seattle. He's happy. We're happy. Fans are happy. Here's the pitch on the way, and it's inside for ball one. 1 ball and 2 strikes. So a nice standing ovation for Gino. Open stance at the plate. The look in by Kamar Rocker. Now the windup and the 1-2 on the way to Gino. Swing and a miss for strike 3. And 1 away for the Mariners here in the bottom of the second, but 1 away to welcome Gino back to the Seattle Mariners by the fans here at T-Mobile Park tonight. Here's designated hitter Jorge Polanco, 1 for 4 last night. It was a big one, a 2-run home run to get the Mariners back in that game. Game eventually the A's won by a score of 5-4. Randy Rosarena hit a home run in the top of the 9th inning to make it a 1-run game. Here's the pitch to Polanco, a strike called, 0-1. Polanco batting .252. He has 17 home runs and 50 runs batted in. Off the line at third base, Josh Smith for Jorge batting left-handed. Here's the pitch to him, and it's a strike on the outside corner. 0-2. Sean Barber sometimes hesitates with that right arm coming up to signal a strike. Mariners, a lot of success against the Rangers in the first half of the season. They were 7-2 against Texas. This is a mighty big series. The windup and the 0-2. Check swing. It's in the dirt for ball 1. 1 ball and 2 strikes. A few weeks ago, the Rangers started on a tear and they kept winning. They were like 15-7 over a 22-game span, so they gained a lot of ground in the West. And right now they've won 7 of their last 10. In the meantime, the Mariners come home with a record of 3-3 in the last road trip. Here's a swing and a foul back and out of play on the third base side by Polanco, and the count is still 1 ball and 2 strikes. Make it a 3-4 road trip for the Mariners. They split a 4-game series in Anaheim and went 1-2 recently against the A's in Sacramento. The windup and again the 1-2 pitch inside, and that gets Polanco off the plate. Ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count. Mariners hit some home runs last night. Just didn't have too many guys on base. Here's the windup by Rocker and the 2-2. Check swing, and it's fouled away off the catcher, Kyle Higashioka. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes. That's been an issue for the Mariners in the last 11 ball games. They are 4-7. The Mariners haven't put together sustained innings. Over the last 99 innings, only 5 innings have the Mariners scored more than 1 run. Here's the pitch. Low and outside. Ball 3. Full count. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Over the last 99 innings. So they're looking to change that. Get some guys on. Get them over. Get some runs in and on. Here's the windup and the 3-2 on the way to Polanco. Here she comes. Check swing, and it's inside for ball 4. So Polanco gets aboard. That's the second walk given up by Rocker. Let's pause for station identification. This is the Global Credit Union Mariners Radio Network.
This is Mariners Baseball on Seattle Sports.
Take every game with you on the go by downloading the Seattle Sports app.
710 KIRO AM Seattle and KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. The home of the Mariners.
Here's right fielder Dom Canzone. 1-on-1 away. The pitch to Dom is outside from Rocker for ball 1. We knew something was up in last night's game against the A's when the Athletics took a 5-4 lead to the top of the 9th inning, and Mason Miller did not pitch in the game. Here's the pitch on the way. Canzone is swinging a miss at a good changeup, and the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. There were rumors that San Diego was getting ready to trade for Miller, the hard-throwing right-handed closer. And sure enough, earlier today we found out that the Padres made that deal for Miller from the Athletics. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Strike on the inside corner, 1-2. And Gary, that's the only reason why Miller wasn't available for last night's game to close it out.
That was the only team in the division that did not add. Even the Angels added. Rangers, Astros, Mariners all added.
Now the look in and the 1-2 pitch swung on, pop up down the left field line, slicing foul and out of play as Langford gives chase, and the count is still 1-2 on Canzone.
Angels probably the biggest surprise because they had a couple of guys that were of interest to other teams.
Sure.
Instead, they added a couple of bullpen pieces.
Andrew Chafin picked up by the Angels, and also Luis Garcia from Washington. Next offer, swinging another pop-up out of play in the left field side by Canzone. And the count is still 1-2.
A lot of bullpen movement today. The Twins are going to need a new one. Starting
They're going to
tomorrow.
need a new lineup.
Yeah.
Ty France was traded away. Carlos Correa traded away. Correa going back to Houston, where he started his career. I thought the Mets did a lot of wheeling and dealing to help out, especially in the bullpen. They get Ryan Helsley from the Cardinals, Tyler Rogers from the Giants. Here's the pitch. Swung on, well hit ball deep down the right field line. Stay fair. It's foul. It had the distance, and Dom had to reach out for it. Hit it deep, but fouled down the right field line, and the count is still 1-2 on Canzone.
Yeah, that Helsley Diaz 1-2 punch. It's pretty devastating in the back end.
No doubt about it. And they pick up Cedric Mullins, talented outfielder from the Baltimore Orioles. Here's the stretch and the 1-2, swinging a ground ball right back up the middle. Right there, the shortstop Seager on the other side of the bag. The throw to first, and it's in time to get Canzone. They don't get Polanco out at second. Corey Seager had to go on the other side of the bag. So 2 outs in the inning for the Mariners. Go ahead run out at second. No score in the game. And that'll bring up shortstop J.P. Crawford.
They're pretty fortunate there. That ball was hit hard. It was 110, so there's plenty of time. Just Simeon he just wasn't close to the bag.
No.
So that was the only play for Seager. See if the Mariners can take advantage.
Now here's J.P. The stretch and the pitch from Rucker. Swinging a foul up the catcher. Higashioka, and the count is 0-1. J.P. looking to get that bat going. Struggling the last few weeks. The look in by Rucker. Polanco again a lead at second base. Here's the stretch by Rucker. Now time is called. J.P. backs away.
This is the area of the order where he started the year, so maybe he can reignite himself down here again.
And he was something early in the season when Victor Robles started off in the leadoff spot, and we're seeing Victor now just kind of hanging out with the ball club, working his way back. Next offer on the way, and it's outside for ball one. 1 ball and 1 strike. And when Victor was hurt, JP went to the top of the order and just took off and hit for a good 2 solid months. But this game can humble you in a hurry, no matter who you are in this game. And he'll be back there. Here's the stretch and the 1-1 to JP. Swing and a miss, and the count is now 1 ball and 2 strikes.
And for a lot of the season, top 10 and on base, which is where you love your leadoff man. He's kind of sunk in the last couple of weeks.
Just not taking his walks like he did in the first half of the season. Now the 1-2 on the way, and it's outside for ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
He was so precise for that stretch. It seemed like he was never chasing, taking so close pitches.
And always able to hit the ball the other way to left field for a big hit. The stretch of the 2-2 and a swing and a miss by Crawford for strike 3. And that's going to retire the side. We go to the top of the 3rd. Mariners back in town. Home Street Bank score. The Mariners 0.
Claims based on Mazda USA inventory and sales reports.
You're listening to Mariners Baseball on Seattle Sports.
It's a perfect night for baseball here from T-Mobile Park. Mariners and Rangers, big series. Game 1 of 4, no score. George Kirby up on the hill facing Jacques Peterson. Kirby into the motion, he deals. Swung on and missed. Fastball upper rung that he swings through. Kirby went 1-2-3 last inning. Peterson just off the IL. Only a handful of games back now. Here's the 0-1. That's a strike. Top corner, great spot. No balls, 2 strikes. Peterson had a wonderful year last year, and he really took care of righties. He's having an ongoing discussion with the home plate umpire. I don't think he liked that last call. That was on the corner, though. He's back in there now. No balls, 2 strikes. Into the motion, deals. Down low. He has not found his stride this year through injury and everything else. He's batting just $122 with 2 home runs. Here's the 1-2. Swung on, foul back. Last year has been the past few years. He's really handled righties. He was elite against righties last year. Here comes the pitch from George. Just a touch low. That could have gone either way, and it goes Peterson's way. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. It looked like it touched the bottom rung of the zone. George, shrug of the shoulders, into the motion, he deals. Down low, full count now. Last year, Peterson against righties batted .281, a near .400 on base with 22 home runs. The production this year just hasn't been near that. Here's the 3-2. Outside, ball 4. That's the second free pass offered by George Kirby. So leadoff walk here in the 3rd.
George upset with himself because he was out in front of the count on Jock Peterson. He had now has gone to a 3-2 count on 5 of the last 6 hitters, and that's just not George Kirby.
And fortunate had one go against him too. Could have been strike 3. Here's Rowdy Tellez, the former Mariner. Spent a lot of this season with the M's. Kirby from the stretch delivers. Swung on, bounding ball left side, and it bounces right past Gino into left field for a base hit. He beats the shift. Peterson stops at second base, so Texas has something working here. Runners at first and second with nobody out. Here's Higashioka. He's been hitting really well. Had 2 hits in the win yesterday against the Angels. Has 2+ hits in 3 straight. He's the catcher tonight. No score. 3rd inning. You're with us inside the Western Washington Toyota radio booth. Corners will play in. Then you get to the Rangers' top of the order. Kirby, ball behind his back as he stares in. He's ready for the belt. Here comes the pitch. That's a strike over the corner. No balls, 1 strike. The Rangers this year have been a much better home team than road team. 34-20 at home. That's the 9th best home record in baseball. Here's the 0-1. Swung on, popped up. Foul territory. Gino is over. He's in front of the Rangers dugout. Plenty of room. Makes a 2-hand catch. That's 1 away. I'll bring up Josh Smith, top of the order. On the road, they're 23-32. That's the 23rd best road record. And really the difference has been their pitching. They've been dominant at home. They have the best home ERA in baseball, a 2.57 home ERA. Here's Smith, the leadoff man, bounded out to first base his first time. Here comes the pitch. Swung on, foul back. Their ERA on the road as a team is 3.96. So they go from 2.57 at home to 3.96 on the road. It's still, 8th best road ERA, so it's not bad. It's just a big difference between home and road. Here's the 0-1. Swung on and missed. That's a good fastball right off the plate at 97. A lot of hitters complain for the Rangers about their ballpark, but the ballpark for them has worked to their advantage because their pitching has been so good at home. 2 on, 1 out. Here comes the 0-2. Swung on and fouled first base side.
Ballparks are either or. They're a good pitcher's park or a good hitter's park. And this ballpark, T-Mobile Park, is a good, fair ballpark, but you could really pitch here.
And the Rangers Park has really played extreme pitchers park the last couple of years, but it's worked for them this year. Here's the 0-2. Upstairs. Cal did his best to frame it, but that was plenty high. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Peterson the second. Rowdy at first base. Here's the pitch. Down low. So count even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Corey Seager lurking on deck. It's a big game. Mariners and Rangers tied in the standings. Both teams staring up at Houston, 5 games back. Both teams tied for the final wild card. There's a lot on the line in this series. Here's the 2-2. Upstairs. Not that there isn't plenty of baseball left to go, but this is an opportunity for both teams. Another full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. And time taken. Full count. We're in the third, no score. Mariners and Rangers. Texas runners at first and second with 1 out. Kirby set. Here's the pitch. Swung on, fouled back. It's a good fastball. 97 upper rung.
George has been working the top part of that strike zone. When you got runners on at first and second, 1 out, you need something down and away to get that ground ball double play to help your pitch out. The Mariners turned a double play behind him. Got a ball hit by Simeon in the first.
See what he goes to here. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Kirby deals. Swung on, fouled away. It's a good battle. It was a fastball at 96. This will be pitch number 50 for George as he tries to keep Texas off the board here. Three balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, 2 on. Early stages, 3rd inning. Here comes the pitch. Swung on and missed. That was a beauty. He sends in a slider that Smith rips through. First strikeout for George Kirby. And now there's 2 away after the first 2 have reached.
Now you see Cal out to the mound along with J.P. Crawford. Have a little talk with George Kirby, and this conversation is all about the guy at home plate, Gary, Corey Seager. He likes to jump on a first pitch. Let's see how they go after Corey Seager.
He's dangerous. The 5-time All-Star, 3-time Silver Slugger. He walked in his first plate appearance. He's now reached base, tying a career high 30 straight games. He has a ways to go to the Rangers record. It's actually set by a former Mariner. Shin-Soo Choo in 2018 reached base in 52 straight games.
Good little ball player.
Yeah.
He first showed up here from Korea, and I'll never forget him taking batting practice. And man, that little guy had some power.
He carved out an excellent career.
He did.
So here we go. The meeting is over. Big matchup right here. No score. 2 outs, 2 on. Here's Seager. Kirby checks second. Here comes his pitch. Swung on and missed. That was a beauty. 97 on the corner. And he gets ahead 0-1. Seager never bashful about swinging at the first offering. George from the belt. The 0-1. Swung on a chopper foul. So Kirby in the driver's seat. No balls, 2 strikes. Looking to hang a 0 here in the 3rd. George rubs a wrinkle into the baseball, puts it in his black glove, matching his black pants. Mariners wearing the City Connects tonight. No balls, 2 strikes. Kirby set. Here comes the pitch to Seager. Swung on, fouled back. Just above the strike zone. Letter high. Seager gets just enough to stay alive. Seager, 15 home runs this year. He's had another really good season, 15 doubles. The 0-2. Swung on and missed. Had him off balance. A perfect slider in the bottom corner, and George Kirby dances out of trouble. The first two reached, and then he goes 1-2.
I can't imagine transitioning from loving baseball cards to then knowing it's inevitably coming that you're going to be on baseball cards. What was that moment like for you?
Yeah, I think the first card I saw was when they did something for USA Baseball, and then now seeing my face, seeing me playing baseball on a card, it was surreal. It wasn't that, like, it was that moment where, like, wow, this is really something.
The beauty of this jersey is the feel, the texture, the thin, the stitching is heavy, so you kind of feel that jersey that was very heavy. Check it out, the last name and the number, they have a little glitter on them, so they kind of stack up. It just feels right. I had some really cool cleats to go with it. The way it gets dirty when you slide, it just kind of like rubs off on that glitter. It's really, really cool.
Bryant Dealer will do whatever it takes for your family's comfort.
Schedule an appointment today. For a dealer near you, visit BryantNorthwest.com. Bryant, whatever it takes.
You're listening to Mariners Baseball on Seattle Sports.
First pitch to Cole Young is taken downstairs for a ball. 1-0. No score. Bottom of the third. You're with us inside the Western Washington Toyota radio booth. Young batting ninth today for the new look Mariners lineup. Here's the 1-0. Sails way outside. 2 balls and no strikes. You know, you look at Rocker's season, his overall numbers don't jump out. An ERA at 5.73 and 13 starts this year. But it's kind of been a tale of 2 seasons for Rocker. The 2-0. Swung on, fouled off. He really struggled to start the year. His first 6 starts had an ERA near 9. 23 runs allowed in 23 innings. Now the Mariners touched him up in that stretch the first time they met. It's been a different story since then, though. The 2-1. Swung on, a looper into left field, falling fast. Langford, and he's right there. He makes the catch. And there's one away. His last 7 starts, a 3.72 ERA, much better. And the stuff is much improved. Here's Arozarena, the leadoff man for the Mariners tonight. He's Who's Hot, brought to you by Fireside Home Solutions. As Rocker ready to deal into the motion. Here's the pitch. Swung on, line drive, base hit center field. Randy Arozarena has reached base twice in the leadoff spot for the Mariners. Gotta love that. Randy stays hot, brought to you by Fireside Home Solutions. Check them out for the perfect garage door, outdoor living space, or fireplace. Bellevue, Auburn, Spokane, or Portland, or firesidehomesolutions.com. Here's Cal. Runner on first base, 1 out, no score, 3rd inning. Rocker set. The pitch to Cal. Inside. Randy has experience as a leadoff man. He has nearly 300 plate appearances as a leadoff man in his career. Good numbers, too. Batting nearly 290 and on base of 380, which is excellent. He has a lead at first base. The 1-0. That's a touch low. But he's fallen behind. 2 balls and no strikes. So we'll see if Cal gets one to take a rip at.
And with Randy's speed on at first base, gives Cal a little bit more look at some fastballs.
2 balls, no strikes. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. It's really going to be interesting to see how Bruce Bochy deals with Cal in this series. You think back to that last series in Texas, the Rangers really wanted nothing to do with him. Cal has hit 5 home runs against Texas this year, and whenever they had a chance, they walked him. Not the opportunity right here, at least intentionally, with a runner at first base and 1 out.
Yeah, there's always that where they're going to pitch around him at times.
2 balls, 1 strike. 3rd inning. Mariners looking for the first run. Here's the pitch. Swung on, foul back. Good pass at a fastball upstairs. Randy, 20 stolen bases now to go along with his 21 home runs. A 20-20 guy again. This will be pitch number 50 for Rocker. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Swung on, line drive, 1 hop. Seager gloves it, underhand toss to second for 1. Relay to first, not in time. Cal beats it out. Close play, a fielder's choice for the 2nd time for Cal. Now there's 2 away.
Seager doesn't come up with the ball cleanly. That gave Cal an extra step to get down the line. And that gives Julio a chance to swing the bat right there. So that could turn out to be a mighty big play for the Mariners.
Part of it is not an easy play. Cal hit it hard, 103 off the bat. So here's Julio. Lined out his first time. No score, 3rd inning. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. He was fooled on a cutter off the plate. Cal steps off his lead. He has a dozen steals on the year. The 0-1. He sends it low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Naylor on deck, and then Gino. Lineup looks very different than when the Mariners were here last. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the pitch to Julio. Swung on and missed. Bottom fell out of that cutter. Cutter has a lot of movement. Looks more like a slider. So it's 1-2. It's been one of the keys for Rocker in this most recent stretch. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here's the 1-2. Swung on, fouled off, first base side. Julio homered yesterday, number 19. Mariners now over 150 home runs on the season. That's inside the top 5 in baseball as a team. The 1-2. Swung on, hot shot left side on the backhand. Seager has it, throws from the grass to first base on a hop. It is in time, just getting Julio. And that ends the Mariners' threat here in the 3rd. So we'll move along to the 4th. Still no score.
And you're just too stylish to have superstitions.
Zero. I can't do it. Too many collared cleats, too many gloves, too many wedding gloves, too many bats.
I do put on my right glove first, then the left, then the thumb guard, then I put on my leg guard, my elbow guard.
Anything you put on first?
Nah, not really.
Nothing?
Nah. I like to say I'm not superstitious, but a little stitious.
to the ballpark.
Great to have you with us here. It's the Mariners and Rangers, game one of this big 4-game weekend series. No scores. We head to the fourth. Both teams with one hit. Marcus Semien will lead things off. George got a big strikeout of Seager to end last inning. Texas had the first two guys reach, and then George retired the next three. Semien bounced into a double play his first time. Here's the pitch to him. That's a strike. That Seager matchup is one we'll be watching all series. That's the premium matchup brought to you by Alaska Airlines. Enjoy that first-class feeling with industry-leading legroom. Alaska raising the bar for first class. Here's the 0-1. Swung on, fly ball center field. Shallow center. Julio racing in. He goes to a slide, and he makes a tremendous catch. Julio, a big smile on his face, was like an Olympic sprinter racing in to put that one away. Flashes the no-fly zone to the fans in right center. That was a beautiful grab by Julio.
Julio saw that Cole couldn't get there, JP couldn't get there, too far out beyond their reach, so he had to race in at the last second, making a backhanded catch into that slide, which makes it even a little bit tougher, and man, he made a heck of a play right there.
Here's Garcia wearing bright green shoes. The pitch swung on and missed. It's like someone took a highlighter, colored in his shoes. That's a fastball at 96. George has thrown 7 pitches to Garcia, all fastballs. There's no mystery what Garcia is getting. It's all fastballs from the Mariners. Here's the pitch. Swung on, popped up. Behind the bag at first base. Now in the grass. Naylor in foul territory now. Makes the one-hand catch. The attack is so clear on what they've done this year to Garcia. Coming into today, the Mariners have thrown over 80% fastballs to Garcia.
Isn't doing any damage.
That's the thing.
They're locating the fastball. He's popping it up, swinging, missing, or putting the ball in play at somebody.
Here's Evan Carter. Here's the pitch. That's up and away. 8 pitches he's seen today, all fastballs. He's batting 182 against the Mariners this year with no homers and a double. The surprising thing is it's not a mystery at this point. It's how they're attacking him every time. The 1-0, that's outside. He knows it's coming. He knows. I mean, there is a difference between like Kirby's 4-seam and 2-seam. So it's not like he knows which one it's going to be, but it's going to be one of them.
But that many fastballs, you can get ready for the velocity.
Here's the 2-0. Strike on the corner. Late call by the home plate umpire. 2-1.
And he's not doing anything with it.
He's not doing damage.
That's
and
amazing.
that's the amazing
Yeah.
part.
Yeah.
They've been so consistent with the attack.
Yeah.
Kirby winds. Here's the 2-1. Swung on ground ball. He's now in the middle of the lineup again. He went through some real struggles this year, but hit a home run last night for the Rangers. 15 home runs on the season. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 4th inning. Kirby into the motion. He deals. Down low. 3 balls, 2 strikes. This is the first time that George has faced the Rangers this year, which is kind of odd this far into the season, but you know, Kirby missed a lot of time early in the season. He winds, delivers. Swung on and missed. 96 over the edge. Carter swings through strikeout number 3. That's a 1-2-3 inning for George Kirby. He's
5 compatible device and plan required for T-Satellite. See details at T-Mobile.com.
The Mariners are celebrating Ichiro Hall of Fame weekend at T-Mobile Park in August. Don't miss the festivities, including a jersey giveaway on the 8th, his number retirement ceremony on the 9th, and replica plaques on the 10th. Get tickets at mariners.com/Ichiro.
You're listening to Mariners Baseball on Seattle Sports.
Josh Naylor going to bat here to lead off the 4th inning for the Mariners. No score. Rocker into the motion, deals. Sends it downstairs for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Both teams with 1 hit so far. Mariners' lone hit was an Arozarena single. The leadoff man tonight, he's been aboard twice. Naylor struck out his first time, his home debut. Here's the 1-0. That's down low. It's kind of an odd day in baseball today. Of course, with the trade deadline here, it's probably good most teams are off because a team like the Twins, I'm not sure they could have fielded a team today with all the deals they ended up making. Here comes the 2-0. Swung on, fouled away. As we take a look at the Chevy Colorado scoreboard, a very light day, only 3 games. One just caught my eye that just finished. It was a very normal game between Atlanta and Cincinnati. It was a 3-3 game going to the 8th inning. And then Atlanta scored 8 runs. So looked like it's probably over at that point. But then Cincinnati countered with 8 runs. Both teams scored 8 runs in the 8th. It went to extras before Atlanta won 12-11. Here's the 2-1. Swung on, hit hard right to second base. Simeon gloves. Sidearm throw to first base and plenty of time to get out number 1. Here comes Gino. A thunderous ovation a couple times already tonight. Gino is back. He struck out his first time. What a year he's having. 36 home runs this season for Gino. 5th in baseball. Here's the pitch. There we go. That's a strike. Big call. If you go back this past calendar year, the last 365 days, there are 5 hitters in baseball that have over 50 home runs. Here's the 0-1. A half cut. Did he go around? He did. No balls, 2 strikes. So Gino in a tough spot. 0-2. 1 out, 4th inning, no score. Mariners and Rangers. Here's the 0-2. Upstairs. Ohtani has hit 60 home runs the past calendar year. Judge 56. Schwarber 53. Cal has 52 and Gino has 50. So the Mariners have 2 of the 5. Here's the 1-2. Low and in. Good fastball, 97. Count even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out, base is empty. Gino always working on the bubble gum. Starts with the open stance. Rocker into the motion, the 2-2. Swung on, hot shot down the third base line. That's a fair ball going to the corner. Hits the sidewall that jets out. Gino wants 2. He's around first base. He's gliding into second. Welcome back, Eugenio Suarez, a double. He pumps his fist to the crowd. They love it. Gino is back.
Man, what a great feeling for Eugenio Suarez. He gets a pitch on the outside corner. He's able to go get it and pull it right over the bag at third and down that left field line. Yes, indeed. Gino back in Seattle.
So he's in scoring position. Here comes Polanco. The pitch to him, and he takes it over the corner for a strike. Polanco not sure. That looked like it could have gone either way. Goes against Polanco. So Gino at second. Mariners looking for the lead. No score, 4th inning. Here's the 0-1. A half cut, and he didn't go. He checks his swing, so count even, 1 ball, 1 strike. Tomorrow night, it's a 7:10 first pitch. Gilbert against Jack Leiter in game 2. Saturday day baseball, Castillo against DeGrom. Here's the 1-1. Sends it outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. And then Sunday, Evans against Corbin. Last time these teams will hook up this year. Mariners have owned the series 7-2 against the Rangers this year. The 2-1 to Polanco. Swung on, chopped foul near the Mariners dugout. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. Chopped it off his foot. So Polanco trying to walk that off. Right off his right toe. Trainer out, Dan Wilson out as well.
Jorge has that guard that protects his ankle and also over his instep, but his toes aren't covered. That's where the ball found it.
Yeah, it doesn't help when it misses the guard. That's too bad. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Gino at second. He just doubled. Rocker from the stretch. The 2-2. Swung on. That is lasered center field. Carter back. He's in front of the track. Settles under it. He makes the catch. Gino looking to tag. He's going to third. The throw is wide, and Gino safe at third base. So he's 90 feet away. Here's Dom Canzone. Mariners trying to break through against Rocker. Texas playing great baseball. They've won 12 of their past 16 games. They've been red hot, especially since the break. They pulled even with the Mariners in the standings, which is why this series is so big. Big swings either way. Dom settles in, grounded out sharply his first time to shortstop. Gino at third base. Rocker staring at him. Here's the pitch. Swung on, foul back behind home plate. No balls and a strike. Seager, the shortstop, shaded nearly behind the bag at second. Smith, the third baseman, even with the bag at third. The 0-1. Inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Tom sleeveless on a very comfortable night here at T-Mobile Park. Cloud cover overhead, but a great night. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Runner at third. Here's the pitch. Swung on, a roller first base side that's going to scoot out of play. Tellez grabs it. So 1 ball, 2 strikes to Canzone. Rocker over 70 pitches. Gino, a walking lead at third base. Here comes the 1-2. Swung on, fouled back, just gets enough. That was 97, letter high. That's not an easy pitch to hit. Dom stays alive. Steps out for a moment, takes off the royal blue helmet. Mariners wearing their City Connects tonight. White batting gloves, white shoes. Taps the plate 1 time. Rocker ready. Here's the 1-2. Bounced in, it gets away. Here comes Gino. He's going to score, and the Mariners take the lead. A wild pitch, and the Mariners are on the board. It is 1-0.
And that's the advantage of taking the extra base, extra 90 feet on that fly ball deep to center by Polanco, moving Eugenio from second to third. Yeah, you still need a base hit, but a wild pitch, pass ball, you get a run, and the Mariners had the wild pitch, and they get a run.
Great work right there. 1-0 Mariners. So 2 balls, 2 strikes on Dom. Rocker shakes his head side to side. Now into the motion. The 2-2. Swung on, and he just gets a piece. A cutter. Just below the zone. So we'll do it again. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Rangers wearing the road grays. Texas across the front in blue, outlined in red. Blue caps. Rocker wearing blue half sleeves. He rocks and deals. Swung on. Ripped into right field, a base hit. Dom Canzone. Hit hard into right, so the Mariners have their second hit of the inning. They get right back to work.
You know, even when Dom has to reach for a pitch or doesn't able to really get out and get his hands out there, he still barrels up a ball. He's able to stay behind it. Able to go get that pitch, hit it hard into right field.
Here's JP. Struck out his first time. The pitch to him. That bounces in, nearly gets away. Good play by Higashioka. Somehow kept in front. Had to go to a sprawling backhand. So Rocker's gone a little bit wild here. It's led to a run. It's 1-0 Mariners. We're in the fourth. Kirby's pitched really well on the other side for the M's. Rocker from the belt. Here's the 1-0. Swung on, and that's fouled off the catcher. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bullpen quiet for the Rangers. Bullpen for the Rangers will look a little different in the coming days. They made a couple trades for the pen. Dom is lead at first base. Here comes the 1-1. Outside, good take, just off the plate. Good old-fashioned JP take at 97. 2-1. We pitch number 80 for Rocker. He delivers 2-1. Swung on a chopper right side, bounding ball, scooped up by Simeon in short right field, flings it to first to get the out. That's it for the Mariners. They do get the first run on a wild pitch. Gino scores. We head to the fifth. It's 1-0 Mariners.
So the reason I got to Cooperstown is because I played with Cal and I played with Eddie and I played with some of the greatest players ever. And, you know, I just had to figure out how I did my job, and I was honored to have some of the best players that ever played put on uniforms, and they happen to be Oriole uniforms. If there's ever any doubt that I'm 78, all I got to do is look at my old cards and I know.
The name of the business is Legacy Catering. We all were talking about how Mom taught us all how to cook. She was a cook at the public school system for ages. So we all started cooking with her, so we decided, to do the business, so we went to figure out what we're going to call it. So we said, let's cook in honor of, our mother. So that's what Legacy came in. And just remember that Legacy Catering is about people, and this is what barbecuing is all about, and this is why we love it.
Area. Find out for yourself why people.
I want to ask you about food. What is something that you have to eat to be the judge?
.com. Claims based on Mazda USA inventory and sales reports.
You're listening to Mariners Baseball on Seattle Sports.
Our Home Street Bank score. It's now the Mariners 1 and the Rangers nothing as we go to the top of the fifth inning. A wild pitch scoring a run. Wyatt Langford will lead things off for Texas. George Kirby fires away, and there is strike one. Rick Riz along with Gary Hill Jr., Shannon Dreyer on a very, very pleasant Thursday night here in Seattle. Glad you could join us for all the play-by-play. Tonight we have a very special Christmas in July promotion to benefit our Toys for Kids charity. The windup and the 0-1 on the way. Swinging a pop-up out of play behind the plate, and the count is now 0-2. Have a lot of kids here from the Atlantic Street Center and also the Broadview Women's Shelter enjoying the baseball game tonight. We also have an auction going on down on the main concourse at section 138. For those of you listening on your radios here at the ballpark, go on by and check it out. Autographed jerseys, baseballs. Here's the pitch on the way, low and outside to Langford for ball one. 1 ball and 2 strikes. At section 138, right behind home plate. on the main concourse. And we also have T-shirts to sell up on the boardwalk on the 300 level. So stop on by. Here's the windup and the 1-2 to Langford. Swinging a ground ball right side. Taken by Naylor. He's got it. Long underhand toss leading George to the bag, and he gets there in time to get the out on Langford. Nice play by Josh Naylor, who already was playing way off the bag at first base. And he had a nice feed right to George Kirby, hustling over to take that throw. So one away for the Rangers here in the top half of the fifth. So Gary, we're getting ready for Texas tonight here on July the 31st. Here's Jock Peterson, the DH. Drew a walk leading off the top of the third. He'll be followed by first baseman Rowdy Tellez. For George, start number 13 on the year. That had to be tough sitting out for the first 2 months. Here's the pitch in the way. Swing and a miss. First pitch knuckle curve, and the count is 0-1 on Peterson, a left-handed hitter. And the Mariners were really banged up in that starting rotation, which was the strength of the ball club last year. George was out for a long time. Logan Gilbert. Here's a swing and a pop-up out of play behind the plate by Peterson. And the count is now 0-2. Bryce Miller was out for a long time and is still out. And now we're hearing that Bryce may be going out on a rehab assignment real soon and hopefully work his way back. But the big three injured for a big part of the first half of the season. The windup and the 0-2. It's a little high for ball one. 1-2 on Peterson. He was out for 2 months early in the season with a fractured right hand. Meantime, we were talking about the offense in the early part of the year in April. And the offense stole the storylines. The windup and the 1-2. It is strike three called on the inside corner. So Peterson strikes out. That is strikeout number 4 for George Kirby. And the Rangers have 2 down here in the top of the 5th inning. Say, friends, this summer, don't miss out on Mariners Fireworks Night presented by T-Mobile. The next postgame spectacular is coming up tomorrow after the team takes on these Rangers at 7:10. Go to mariners.com/fireworks to get your tickets today. Here's Rowdy Tellez, former Mariner. The windup and the pitch to Rowdy. High and outside for ball 1. Tenth game of the year between these two ball clubs. Right now they're both tied for the second spot in the West. Here's the pitch. Strike called on Tellez, and the count is even at 1-1. George out of Rye, New York, which isn't too far away from Citi Field, the home of the Mets, and I think it was his second big league start where he had a chance to face the Mets in New York. Next offer on the way. That's a strike called, and the count is now 1-2 on Rowdy. Made his major league debut right here at T-Mobile Park, and it was a beauty. Family and friends, a lot of his college and high school teammates were here to watch him in his major league debut. And the Mariners have done a super job with their first round draft choices. The 1-2 on the way to Tellez, low and inside. It bounces in for ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And it started with Logan Gilbert, first round pick in 2018 out of Stetson. George Kirby, first round pick in 2019 out of Elon University. Emerson Hancock, first round pick in 2020 out of the University of Georgia. The windup and the 2-2 to Rowdy, swinging a fly ball into right field. Canzone drifting back. He's there, well in front of the warning track to make the catch, and that's going to end the inning. No runs, hits, errors, and nobody left on. Nice job by George Kirby tonight. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Home Street Bank score. The Mariners
lot of baseball fans have some familiarity with the T206 American Tobacco card set. Of course, features the famous Hannes Wagner card. What we have here are 3 cards from the lesser-known T205 set, which really was a successor to T206. T206 came out in 1909. These 3 cards, as part of the T205 set, came out in 1911.
Fresh for everyone.
The Mariners are gearing up to celebrate Ichiro's Hall of Fame induction at T-Mobile Park next month. And the fun gets started with a 3-day Ichiro Funko Pop giveaway August 5th through 7th against the White Sox. Get your tickets at mariners.com/Ichiro.
You're listening to Mariners Baseball on Seattle Sports.
Well, we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. The Mariners leading the Rangers 1-0. That's our Home Street Bank score. And Cole Young will lead things off, and he takes a strike from Kamar Rocker. 0-1. Young 0 for 1 has flat out to Langford in left field. Rocker back with the 0-1 pitch, and it's down low for ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Glad you could join us for all the play-by-play. I say a special hello to my friend Tawny Drennan, and her son Cohen down in Olympia listening to the broadcast tonight. Here's the windup and the 1-1 on the way to Young. Swinging a well-hit ball deep to right field, and there is number 3 for Cole. Oh my goodness, into the patio of the Hit It Here Cafe. Cole Young with a long home run to straightaway right here at T-Mobile Park. It's now the Mariners 2 and the Rangers nothing. I'm telling you, the little guy put a bolt into that swing. Long home run to right. He touches home. He's going to get the Trident treatment. He gets the Trident from J.P. Crawford, and the applause from the fans right behind the Mariners' first base dugout. What a shot by Cole Young, number 3 in the big leagues. 2-0 Mariners. That ball had some giddy up to it, and it got out. Here's Randy Arozarena. The line and the pitch to Randy. Swing and a miss, and he wanted to go Yahtzee the other way to left field. Randy's been aboard twice leading off tonight. He walked in the first and singled sharply into center field his last time up in the third. Rocker has given up 10 home runs this year. Here's the pitch on the way to Randy. Swing and a miss at a breaking ball. And the count is now 0-2.
His first home run. That's got to feel great.
Both on the road. First one at Yankee Stadium in New York. Here's the windup and the 0-2. Randy with a swing and a fly ball into right field right at Garcia. He's got those electric spikes. And he makes the catch. And there's one out for the Mariners here in the bottom of the 5th inning. It's a good point. Say, friends, don't miss a historic night right here at T-Mobile Park as the Mariners retire Ichiro's number on August the 9th. Ichiro is going to be just the 3rd Mariner ever to have their number retired during the special pregame ceremony at 6 p.m. Limited tickets remain. Get yours today at mariners.com/Ichiro. Caught up with Ichiro before the ball game tonight. Here's Cal Raleigh with a swing and a shot foul down the right field line, out of play. And the count is 0-1. Thanked him for the shout out and his great speech in Cooperstown back on July 27th, last Sunday. And what a thrill for all of us to watch Ichiro immortalized in the Baseball Hall of Fame. Here's the pitch to Cal, swinging a high drive deep to right field. Garcia going back to the warning track, to the wall. Goodbye, baseball. More history for Cal Raleigh. His 42nd home run of the year. He has now hit more home runs by a switch-hitting catcher in Major League history. He moves on by Todd Hundley. Cal Raleigh with number 42. Holy smokes, he does it again. He continues to write another chapter in a storybook year. Cal Raleigh giving the Mariners a 3-0 lead here in the bottom of the 5th inning. What a season for Cal.
A rainmaker for Cal. That hung up forever. through the clouds, through the atmosphere, and out.
The Mariners have 4 hits in this game, and 2 have left the ballpark. 2 home runs for the Mariners here in the bottom of the 5th inning, a 3-0 lead. Cole Young with a long home run to right, and Cal Raleigh's home run touches a cloud on its way down into the bleachers, the lower deck in right field. That was a majestic home run off the bat of Cal Raleigh, as Adolis Garcia, the right fielder for the Rangers, just flat ran out of room. Pitching coach for the Rangers out to the mound. Have a little talk with Kamar Rocker. And now J.P. Crawford inside the dugout having a fun time with Cole Young. So the Mariners using the long ball here in the bottom of the 5th inning to take a 3-0 lead. And here's Julio Rodriguez. I'm telling you, Julio is looking for his 100th career home run. Here's the windup by Rocker, and the pitch on the way to Julio, swinging a ground ball to short. To backhand it is Seager. The throw to first, and it's in time to get a hustling Julio Rodriguez for the 2nd out of the inning. So 2 outs, and that'll bring up first baseman Josh Naylor. And when Julio hits number 100, his 100th career home run, that'll be his 20th home run of the year. He'll become the first player in Major League history to have a 2020 season in his first 4 years in the big leagues. Here's Naylor. Josh is 0 for 2 on the night. 1 home run as a Mariners since the trade from the Diamondbacks. Here is the pitch by Rocker. Check swing, a strike. 0-1. Well, those 2 shots by Young and Cal have perked up the crowd. Now the windup by Rocker, and the 0-1 pitch on the way. Swing and a fly ball into the gap in right center field, falling fast, and that's going to drop in for a base hit. Josh got a little bit off the end of the bat. Wasn't hit that hard, and Evan Carter could not get to it. Neither could Garcia. So Naylor gets aboard with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th inning. 1 on, and that'll bring up Eugenio Suarez, and time is called. Here comes Boch. Bruce Bochy, the skipper for the Texas Rangers, on his way to the mound, and that's going to be it for Kamar Rocker tonight. A pitching change for the Rangers. Mariners lead 3-0. 2 outs, 1 on, bottom of the 5th. Don't you go away. We'll be back after this timeout.
Grit, drive.
Talk to me.
This is called a Crawford dog. Hamburger bun.
Yes.
2 split top Angus beef hot dogs griddled on the skillet, on the plancha.
Amazing.
And then we do a bacon onion jam with Crawford Bock beer.
Pick it up like a burger.
Pick it up like a burger, and you just go in, man.
Let's go to town.
Yeah.
Dude. Oh, best hot dog I've ever had. Best hot dog I've ever had. I love this, man.
This is how I grew up eating hot dogs.
And it'll be Sweeney backpedaling, and he can't make the play. And there goes the no-hitter.
Rolling, does it go fair? Yes, it does. That's a fair ball.
Oh, she's giving it to him. They're up 6-1 in the 8th. She's giving it to him and making him like it.
Doing the pop-up dance, and he dropped it. You don't see that very often.
Abrams is going to think about going to third. The throw too high there. Abrams dives back in. Tag applied this time by Riley. What just happened?
$50 on quality gas at Arco and bring your receipt to T-Mobile Park Guest Services for a $10 concessions gift card. Take the win at Arco. Savings based on independent retail price survey. Promotion valid through July 31st, 2025 while supplies last.
Well, the Mariners have chased the starter. Jacob Latz, the lefty, will take over. And he'll face Gino.
Here's Latz on in relief. Naylor on at first base, 2 down. Now the stretch, and here's the pitch on the way to Gino. Off speed, and it's high and outside for ball 1. Gino with a double his last time up. First game back as the Mariners start here for a couple of seasons. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss, and the count is even on Suarez, a 1-1 strike. Gino, an all-star this year with the Diamondbacks. Why not with the numbers that he put up? His 36 home runs, 87 RBIs. He was also an all-star with Cincinnati back in 2018. Here's the stretch and the 1-1 to Gino. Runner goes, pitch a strike. The throw down to second, and safe at second is Josh Naylor. Another stolen base for Josh Naylor, his 16th steal of the year and his 5th with the Mariners. Man, he is some kind of sneaky fast. Actually, sneaky smart. The throw by Higashioka was on line, but not in time. And he got that on the left-handed pitcher, Latz. Here's the stretch by Latz. And the 1-2 on the way to Gino, and it's outside for ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The other day down in Sacramento, he had a couple of steals in one game. So Josh Naylor, not afraid to get an extra 90 feet with his wheels. Bouncing around out near second. With 2 outs, here's the pitch to Suarez, swinging a foul off the catcher. Higashioka. The count is still even on Eugenio at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
I think we've seen a glimpse today of how this lineup can be a real problem for opponents. Even if you keep them fairly quiet through 4 innings, they can pop a couple long balls in no time.
No doubt about it, and that's what's happened here in the bottom of the 5th. Here's the stretch by Latz, and again the 2-2 to Gino. Check swing, it's outside for ball 3, 3-2. And Gary, also it always helps when you can get an extra 90 feet. There's a stolen base right there. And then on a fly ball by Polanco, Gino, who was on at second, was able to go from second to third and scored on a wild pitch.
So I guess Naylor just has the green light then.
He wants third, it looks like. Here's the pitch of the way, swinging a pop-up. Middle of the diamond, coming up is the second baseman, Semien, near the bag. Now he backpedals, and he's there to make the catch, and that will retire the side. But the Mariners get a couple on home runs by Cole Young and Cal Raleigh. More home runs than anybody in history by a
I'm Jonathan Mayo, and for more than 20 years, I've traced the path of baseball's rising stars, navigating the back roads of the national pastime and basking in the glow of small-town America's spirit, where the team is woven into the fabric of everyday life, where it's more than just a game. It's a celebration of the people, the traditions, and the culture that give these places their soul. This is Grassroots.
GMC Sierra. We are professional grade. Well-qualified buyers get 0% APR on 2025 GMC Sierra 1500 models. See your Northwest GMC dealer. Length of contract limited. Some customers will not qualify. Not available with lease and some other offers. Take new retail delivery by 8/4/25.
You're listening to Mariners Baseball on Seattle Sports.
We got a fun night here going at T-Mobile Park, Game 1 between the Mariners and the Rangers. M's on top 3-0, your home street bank score. Higashioka will lead things off for Texas. George Kirby has been really good. He's retired 9 in a row. Mariners lead 3-0. Here comes the pitch. That's inside, taken for a ball. He's allowed 1 hit, a single by Rowdy Tellez in the 3rd inning. He has struck out 4. He's had some traffic, a couple of walks, but not much. Here's the 1-0. Swung on, popped up behind home plate. That's out of play. Meanwhile, The Mariners, they got a double from Gino. He scored on a wild pitch in the 4th, and then some long ball in the 5th. Cal Raleigh with a solo home run, number 42, and Cole Young, his first T-Mobile Park home run. There's some things you need to know about Cole Young's home run. Here comes the 1-1. Swung on, line drive left field. That's going to curl into the seats out of play. Cole Young's home run, according to StatCast, first of all, it was 113 off the bat. Hammered. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Kirby into the motion. Here's the pitch. Outside. Missed on 97 off the plate. It is listed at 470 feet. Cole Young. 470 feet. Let's talk about the longest home runs in the StatCast era for the Mariners. Here's the 2-2. Swung on and missed. That was a beauty. A changeup diving away. That's the 5th strikeout for George. The longest home run in the StatCast era in Mariners history, if you can remember back to Wrigley Field in Chicago, Jared Kelenic got one up into the wind to center field, 482 feet. That's the longest in the StatCast era. Here's Josh Smith, the pitch to him. Swung on, ground ball, that's foul. The second longest is actually the same guy, 2 different home runs at 470. Mike Zunino. One of them was here against the Royals. The other against the Texas Rangers. Here's the 0-1. Swung on, fouled away. So Cole Young's 470 tonight ties with Mike Zunino for the second longest home run in the StatCast era for the Mariners. No balls, 2 strikes on Smith. Into the motion, he deals. Swung on and missed. A splitter out of the zone. He rips through. Strikeout number 6 for George Kirby. He's dealing. There's 2 away. Trying to go 1-2-3 again this inning. It's funny when you look at the longest home runs in the StatCast era for the Mariners. I mean, it's the usual suspects as Seager climbs into the box. Here's the pitch. Swung on, ground ball right side, and it's through for a base hit past the lunge of Naylor. So Seager aboard with a knock. That's only the 2nd hit for the Rangers. Mariners leading 3-0 here in the 6th. There's 2 outs, 6th inning. Mariners 3 runs on 6 hits. Rangers no runs on 2. So you look at the top 10. I mean, Nelson Cruz is on there like 4 times, which is no surprise. Zunino on there a couple of times. Here's the pitch. And it's a strike to Semien. 0-1. George at 87 pitches. And now Cole Young. His first home run. What a way to do it. Here's the 0-1 off the plate. You're with us inside the Western Washington Toyota radio booth. Game 1, Mariners and Rangers. Here's the pitch. Swung on, that's cracked into the gap, left center field. It's getting down, it's going to the wall. Seager around second base, he's into third. He's being stopped. He almost went through the stop sign. He put on the brakes as the Mariners quickly get the ball in. JP on the cutoff will run it back to the infield. A double by Semien. They don't get a run. But here comes the tying run to the plate. And here's Garcia. Garcia is 0 for 2. Mariners have attacked him with fastballs. 8 pitches, 8 fastballs. It's how they've attacked him all year. Pete Woodworth out to talk to Kirby. Edward Bizzardo is throwing. Caleb Ferguson, the new lefty for the Mariners, also getting loose. So the wheel's turning here in the 6th. It's 3-0 Mariners. So here we go. Garcia standing in. He's the tying run. He's got pop. 15 homers. Homered last night against the Angels. 3-0 Mariners. 2 on. Kirby from the stretch. Here comes the pitch. Just a touch off the plate. A fastball at 97. 90th pitch for George. You've got Carter on deck, a lefty. George set. He deals. Swung on and missed. 97. Upstairs, 1 ball, 1 strike. 10 pitches, 10 fastballs tonight. Garcia calls time, 1 foot out of the box. Wearing highlighter yellow shoes. 1 ball, 1 strike. Open stance from the right side. Here comes the 1-1 to Garcia. Swung on, fouled back. So George is ahead, 1 ball, 2 strikes. That was 97. See if he airs it out here with a fastball. He's at 92 pitches. The tying run at the plate. Mariners leading 3-0, 6th inning. Kirby set. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here comes the pitch to Garcia. Upstairs. 97. That misses. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Kirby set. He deals 2-2. Swung on, fly ball, center field. Julio has it. He's right there, tracking it. He's got it, and that is the inning. George Kirby, 6 innings. He keeps the Rangers scoreless on just 3 hits. Brilliant tonight at T-Mobile Park against Texas. Move to the bottom of the 6th. Mariners leading 3.
You're not suffering from a summer slump, Aries, and you're firing on all cylinders as soon as you step up to the plate. Your game is especially hot right now, so keep swinging for the fences when it's your turn to bat. Your powerful performance will inspire the team to keep trying their hardest, ensuring that you'll be in the thick of the pennant race.
It is a 1933 Gaudi Babe Ruth card. It is 8.5 PSA. It's graded higher than the one in the Smithsonian.
This card at one point came with a pack or a stick of chewing gum.
This card actually is almost a century old. It was bought for a penny.
So the fact that just the heritage of a card like this is now coming up almost 90 years later into an auction, it's a pretty special moment.
Waiting for you at Muckleshoot Casino Resort. Muckleshoot.
You're listening to Mariners Baseball on Seattle Sports.
Mariners leading 3-0. Jorge Polanco going to lead things off. Latz, the lefty, still on. Here comes his pitch. And it's a strike to Polanco, batting from the right side now. Polanco drew a walk his first time. Mariners a couple home runs last inning. Cal going deep, number 42. Cole Young, his 3rd of the season, his first home run. Here's the 0-1. That's down low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Latz from the belt. He delivers. That sails outside. George Kirby, you'd have to assume his night is over. Good night. 6 innings, 3 hits, no runs, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts. That's great work by George. Here's the 2-1. That sails outside. So the Mariners a 3-0 lead. They want more. George getting handshakes in the dugout. That's usually the indicator. He's well over 90 pitches, so no surprise. Here's the 3-1. Swung on and missed. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Now that the deadline has passed, you don't have to look at every dugout hug with suspicion. They're all just normal hugs now that we're past the deadline. Here's the 3-2. Down and in, ball 4. Polanco draws the walk. So leadoff man aboard for the Mariners here in the 6th. They try and get right back to it. 1 run in the 4th, 2 in the 5th for the Mariners. That brings up Dom Canzone. Here with us inside the Western Washington Toyota radio booth. Game 1 of 4 between the Mariners and Rangers. Here's the pitch to Dom. That's a strike at the knees. 0-1. Dom singled last time. He's 1 for 2. Polanco, a lively step off at first base. Good lead. Here's the pitch. That's away. In fact, last inning with Latz on the mound, Naylor swiped second base. One ball, 1 strike. He's just staring at first. Now deals. He sends it down low. A fastball 94 that misses. 2 balls and 1 strike. Already with 1 walk. Two and 1. Here comes the pitch. Swung on and missed. That faded out of the zone, a slider. That's a tough plate appearance here for Dom. Lefty on lefty matchup. And this is part kind of new look lineup tonight for the Mariners with Randy leading off. And right now there are 3 lefties in a row. So you'd have to imagine this would be a strategy for the opposition. Polanco takes off. Here's the pitch. It's a strike. Strike 3. Throw to second base. Not nearly in time. Polanco a stolen base. That's his 4th of the year. Dom down on strikes, so there's 1 away. There's JP. JP 0 for 2 so far tonight. Ferguson was still up in the bullpen. We'll see if he gets called on next. Here's the pitch. That's low and away. Carter a lefty. Langford a righty, then Peterson, Tellez, a couple lefties in a row. So maybe we'll see the debut of Ferguson to start the 7th inning. Here comes the 1-0. A half cut. Did he go around? He did. So JP down in the count. Sixth inning, 3-0 Mariners. A couple of homers. Cal. Cole Young. Latz, his pitch. Swung on, ripped into right field, base hit. Polanco to third base. He's being waved. Garcia, a rocket throw home, and it gets away from Higashioka. Polanco scores. J.P. Crawford, RBI base hit. The Mariners get another as J.P. looks up, almost in relief, as he knocks in a run. It's 4-0 Mariners. Here comes Cole Young. So the Mariners have scored in each of the last 3 innings. 4-0. Here's the pitch to Cole. That's a strike. Cole smashed a homer last time. His first homer at T-Mobile Park. Here's the 0-1. That's over, so good spot. Slider right on the edge. No balls, 2 strikes. comes the 0-2. Watches it all the way, and that's low. 94, just misses below the zone. So count is even. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Astros off tonight. There's only 3 games in Major League Baseball tonight. So an opportunity, big opportunity for the Mariners to get half a game from the Astros and a game in front of Texas. Here's the pitch. Swung out and missed. They just got a piece, fouled it away. Gashioka couldn't hold it. So 1-2. 4-0 Mariners. It's their Home Street Bank score. One ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. JP at first base. Here's the pitch. Swung on, line drive, right field. That's down, base hit. It's going to the wall. JP around second base. He's steaming for third. His helmet's off. He's around third. He's being waved. He's going to score. The throw to third base. Young into third. He's got a triple. He is safe. Cole Young, RBI triple. A homer and a triple in back-to-back at-bats. It's 5-0 Mariners. It's a breakout for Cole Young tonight.
First big league triple for Cole Young into the gap in right center field. You better believe it. A huge night for Cole. A home run way out to right, and now a gapper. And man, he was off to the races. Made a great cut around second, flies into third base with a triple and a run batted in.
That's been a great night offensively for the Mariners. 5 runs on the board. Pitching coach out for the Texas Rangers. Looks like Mike Maddox is going with one shoulder to the catcher, one to the pitcher, as they will get the bullpen going.
Gary, this is what the Mariners offense has needed. We've been keeping track over the last 11 games, 99 innings, in which the Mariners have scored only more than 1 run in just 5 innings. Well, tonight they got 2 runs in the 5th, and they have picked up 2 more runs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. When you do that, it creates some separation, make it even tougher on the Texas Rangers tonight.
Here comes the top of the order. Arozarena will bat. He's reached base twice in the leadoff spot. Infield playing in. 1 out. 2 in. 5-0 M's. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Big cut by Randy. Randy's past 28 games, batting nearly 300 with 13 home runs. His last month has been terrific. No balls and a strike. The pitch. Swung on, slowly hit to shortstop. Cole Young hangs out at third. Seager flings to first to get the out, and there's 2 away. So nothing going on contact. And here comes Cal. Cal, 42 home runs on the season. He'll bat from the right side now. He has hit 6 home runs against the Rangers this year. Here's the pitch. Swung on, fouled back. Times Cal has homered from both sides of the plate in the same game. You can hear the MVP chants start to swell. Here's the 0-1. A half cut. Did he go? He did. No balls, 2 strikes. Cal is all alone right now. 4th most home runs for any catcher in Major League history. It's still July. He is closing in fast. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner at third. 5-0 M's. Here's the pitch to Cal. Swung on, popped up. That's out of play behind home plate. We'll do it again.
Yeah, the 3 guys, Gary, that you're talking about in front of him. Salvador Perez with 48, Johnny Bench with 45, Javi Lopez with 43, and then Cal Raleigh now with 42.
He now has 9 home runs this month. He's trying to make it 4 months in a row of double-digit homers. It's only happened a handful of times in history. 4 straight months of double-digit homers. If he's going to do it, it has to be tonight. Here comes the 0-2. Outside. Good take. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
You mean tomorrow's not July 32nd?
I mean, can we change it for Cal? I wouldn't mind.
That'd be fine. I don't think we'd do it, though.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Up and away, and it gets away. Racing home is Cole Young to throw home, and it gets away. Cole Young scores. Another wild pitch, another run. The Mariners add 1 more. It's 6-0 M's. Some alert base running there by Cole Young.
Great read right there by Cole off to the right of Higashioka. Fired up away where he had a long way to go, get it, and then Cole Young with that burst of speed scores easily. And the Mariners pick up another run by getting another 90 feet.
Mariners 3 in the inning. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the 2-2. Swung on, fouled away. Six nothing Mariners, 6th inning. Caleb Ferguson looks like he's going to make his debut coming up. Here's the 2-2. Swung on, smashed to third base. Josh Smith right there to gobble it up. Fires across in time to get the out. And the Mariners done here in the inning, but a lot of damage done. Mariners score 3. We head to the 7th. Mariners leading 6-0 on the Global Credit Union Mariners Radio.
Try to get the lead guy by giving him a nice easy feed.
No, stay on your feet. No. I thought he was going to stay on his feet.
Uh-oh. The Goose did not know that the game was starting. Maybe the Goose thought it was 6:45 first pitch time.
Oh, man, off the glove and off the dome. He's saying, oh, man, what happened? It's a moment that he'll never forget. And that'll be on the blooper everywhere.
By Home Street Bank, Fred Meyer, and by SeattleSports.com. Now, back to the ballpark.
It's been a great night here at T-Mobile Park as we go to the 7th inning. 6-0 Mariners. George Kirby done for the night. 6 scoreless. He was excellent. And then newest Mariner, one of the newest Mariners will take over. Caleb Ferguson will make his Mariners debut. The lefty came over from the Pirates. Veteran, he's been around. Broke in 2018 with the Dodgers. So he'll take over here against Sam Haggerty, the pinch hitter. Former Mariner off the bench. Here comes the pitch. And he sends it over for a strike. It's the 4-seam, 94 miles per hour. He broke through with the Dodgers, spent some time with the Yankees and Astros before this year with the Pirates. The 0-1. That's a slurve down low for a ball. He has postseason experience pitching with the Dodgers in the postseason in 18 and 23, and with Houston last year in the postseason. The 1-1. An underwater swing. That was right by him, a fastball in 95. 1 ball, 2 strikes. This year, a 3.74 ERA in 43 innings. Just 1 homer allowed. 34 strikeouts. One ball, 2 strikes. Ferguson, high hold, delivers. Swung on, ground ball, couple hops right to J.P. Crawford. Gloves, fires. That's the out. 1 away. Bring up Langford. Here's the first pitch to him, and that's on the corner for a strike. Another slurve. Eugenio Suarez, when the media talked to him earlier today, he was very complimentary of Ferguson. Here's the 0-1. Swung on, fouled back. Of course, he just had gotten done playing the Pirates and had faced him. Told him nasty, which I think is the highest compliment you can get as a reliever.
I think so. You're nasty, you're good.
Here's the 0-2. That bounces in. He's got a 4-seam that he throws at 94 miles per hour. It's pretty even with 4 different pitches. He'll lean on the 4-seam most of the time. He's got a cutter, a 2-seam, and a slurve that he'll work in. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. His pitch. Swung on, line drive left field. Here comes Randy racing in with gold shoes. A little hop at the end, makes the catch. 2 away. So Ferguson trying to make it a 1-2-3 inning. This call to the bullpen brought to you by Sunset Auto Family in Sumner and Auburn. You just get more at Sunset, and people do like that. Peterson will bat. Lefty on lefty matchup here. Here's the pitch. And it sails outside for a ball. 1-0. You're with us inside the Western Washington Toyota radio booth. 6-0 Mariners, 7th inning. The 1-0. Swung on, line drive left field. Randy racing over again. He's right there, reaches out, makes the catch, and that's the inning. A tidy inning for the debut for Caleb Ferguson. He goes 1-2-3 in the 7th. We move to the bottom of the inning. Mariners leading. It's 6.
It's a 5-man umpiring crew here today in this young superstar.
And did their feet get tangled up? Yes. So Hoppy Tritt, they got their feet tangled up before the ball came down.
That goes helicoptering into the net. It's punt off.
And that ball is off the ladder. It's actually off the ladder. You never see that.
A little tumble behind the mound. Hat fell off. That was awesome. I mean, you just don't see that.
Today, trusted by me, trusted by the Mariners.
Don't miss out on Mariners postgame shows this summer. The next fireworks night is August 1st against the Rangers, presented by T-Mobile. Then be here for the drone show, August 22nd versus the A's, presented by Muckleshoot Casino Resort. Tickets at mariners.com.
You're listening to Mariners Baseball on Seattle Sports.
Julio going to lead things off for the Mariners in the 7th inning. Great night for the M's. 6-0. They lead over the Texas Rangers. We're in the 7th. Here comes the first pitch to Julio. And it steams over for a strike. Cal is homered. Cole Young has hit a home run as well. Young has a homer and a triple. He's had a great night. Here's the pitch. Swung on a miss, a waving cut. No balls, 2 strikes. Mariners 1 in the 4th, 2 in the 5th, 3 in the 6th. They've played an add-on tonight. Pitching has been brilliant. Kirby 6 scoreless. Here's the pitch. He watches it all the way in low. One ball, 2 strikes. Here's the 1-2. Strike 3 call. Down goes Julio, and there's 1 away here in the 7th. As we take a look at the Chevy Colorado scoreboard. If you're wondering what's coming up for Houston starting tomorrow, they're off tonight. Just about everybody is. There's only 3 games going on. And this is the only current game going right now. The Astros will start a series with the Boston Red Sox tomorrow. Hunter Brown will go for Houston. Unfortunately, it sounds like Garrett Crochet is going to be pushed back. I think he was originally scheduled to start tomorrow. It doesn't sound like it'll be Crochet Brown, which is a great matchup. Here's Josh Naylor, the pitch to him. That steams over for a strike. Naylor 1 for 3 with a stolen base. And if you kind of think about the matchup tomorrow between Houston and Boston, here's the pitch. Swung on, fouled back. You kind of look at how we know the Mariners are trying to chase down the Astros. 5 games back. If they win tonight, it would be 4.5 with the Astros idle. But right now, the Mariners, if they win tonight, they'll be a game back of the Red Sox for the 2nd wild card. So in those matchups, as we know, because of the rules, somebody's going to win, but somebody's going to lose.
Sounds like a line from Bull Durham.
Yeah, so a chance for the Mariners to gain ground on somebody in the mix, either the Astros or the Red Sox. Here's the 0-2. That's up and away.
You know what I love about all that scenario? What that means, Gary, is that every game is relevant.
Yes.
From here to the end of the regular season. Every game means something. Every play, every pitch, every hit.
Trent Thornton warming in the pen. Here's the 1-2 to Naylor. Swung on, spoils it foul near the Mariners dugout. Yeah, and especially in this series because it's kind of a 2-for-1. You can distance yourself from Texas. Really stake out your spot in the wild card race more cleanly.
Yeah.
But also try and gain on Houston. There's a lot happening all in this series. Here's the pitch. That swung on a miss. Down it goes. 2 away.
And Houston has kind of had their problems over the last few weeks. And you want to do what they did in the early part of the season. Win series after series. That stretch where they won 9 consecutive series is what they built a little cash, to be successful in the second half of the season.
Here's Gino. He got things rolling early. He doubled and scored on a wild pitch. Here's the pitch to him. Swung on, slow roller, third base side. Smith charging, gloves, sidearm throw to first in time to get the out. A quick 1-2-3 inning for the Mariners in the 7th. But they have a 6-0 lead. We go to the 8th. 6-0 Mariners on the Global Credit Union Mariners Radio Network.
Gosh, we've gone to Sea Dogs games since we were kids.
I've been coming to see the Sea Dogs for the last 30 years. Great experience.
Everybody here is just bends over backwards to help people out and wish the world was like it is right here at the ballpark.
We've always wanted to be more than just a baseball team. We want to be strong, active, contributing members of the community. And I think that effort is seen by the people and the fans, and they want to support that effort.
Hank Greenberg helped popularize the first baseman's mitt, holding a massive 13-inch pocketed glove. That was quickly banned, reducing the maximum size to 12 inches. Paul Richards also developed a black hole-sized catcher's mitt. This ginormous thing, measuring 42 inches in circumference, was known as Big Bertha, or the elephant, for its massive size. It was swiftly outlawed as well.
You're listening to Mariners Baseball on Seattle Sports.
Well, we go to the top half of the 8th inning. The Mariners leading the Rangers tonight by a score of 6-0. That's our Home Street Bank score. And the Mariners have a new pitcher. Right-hander Trent Thornton takes over in relief. Thornton 2-0 with a 4.87 ERA, making his 33rd appearance of the year. Here's the lineup and the pitch on the way to Rowdy. And Tellez takes a look at a strike, 0-1. Rowdy, after being let go by the Mariners, signed a minor league contract with Texas on July the 4th. Spent a little time down in the minors. Now back up with Texas. Here's the pitch. Swung on, ground ball up the first base line. Fair. Right behind the bag is Naylor. He's got it. Goes to the pillow for the out on Tellez. 3 unassisted. So 1 away for the Rangers here in the top of the 8th inning. And that'll bring up catcher Kyle Higashioka. So here's Thornton. He's worked 40 2/3 innings, given up 40 base hits, 14 walks, and 30 strikeouts. A lot of wheeling and dealing yesterday. The trade deadline yesterday at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Here's the pitch on the way, and it's a good breaky ball for a strike. 0-1. Mariners picking up the 2 big bats that were available by the Arizona Diamondbacks, getting Eugenio Suarez and Josh Naylor. Here's the pitch on the way. Swing and a miss at a fastball. And the count 0-2. And the Mariners pick up Caleb Ferguson from the Pittsburgh Pirates, who just made his Mariners debut with a scoreless 1-2-3, top of the 7th inning. So congratulations to Caleb. First time out with the Mariners. Swinging a fly ball into shallow center field. Going out Cole Young, the second baseman, gets back in plenty of time to make the catch. And there's 2 outs for the Rangers here in the top half of the 8th. 6-0 Mariners lead. Time now for the Muckleshoot Casino Resort Pen Report. The Mariners have used Caleb Ferguson and now Trent Thornton. Behind George Kirby, who was outstanding to start tonight's 6 scoreless innings, gave up only 3 hits. And that's the Pen Report, brought to you by Muckleshoot Casino Resort, the biggest and the best in the Northwest. Here is Josh Smith, leadoff batter for Texas, and he takes a strike from Thornton. 0-1. Thornton from the stretch, and the 0-1 pitch is over for a strike, and the count is now 0-2. Thornton has thrown 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pitches, all strikes. Texas, just the 3 base hits. Here's the next offer on the way, and that's strike 3 called. So Josh Smith strikes out, and what a performance by Trent Thornton. 1-2-3 is the Rangers here in the top half of the 8th inning. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Home Street Bank score. It's the Mariners 6 and the Rangers nothing.
100. It is a 1933 Gaudi Babe Ruth card. It is 8.5 PSA. It's graded higher than the one in the Smithsonian.
This card at one point came with a pack or a stick of chewing gum.
This card actually is almost a century old. It was bought for a penny.
So the fact that just the heritage of a card like this is now coming up almost 90 years later into an auction, it's a pretty special moment.
from one of the industry's most trusted names, Bryant.
Visit BryantNorthwest.com for a dealer near you. Bryant, whatever it takes.
You're listening to Mariners Baseball on Seattle Sports.
Our Home Street Bank score, it's the Mariners 6 and the Rangers nothing. As we go to the bottom of the 8th inning, Jorge Polanco leads it off. Curvelo is ready, and Luis delivers low and outside for ball 1. Polanco aboard a couple of times with walks, and he is flied out to Carter in center. Rangers now have Haggerty in left and Langford in center. Here's the pitch on the way, swinging a pop-up. Left center field, coming in is Haggerty to his left, going out Seager. It's Sammy Haggerty, gets there in time to make the catch, former Mariner. And there's one away. Let's pause for station identification. This is the Global Credit Union Mariners Radio Network.
This is Mariners Baseball on Seattle Sports.
Take every game with you on the go by downloading the Seattle Sports app.
710 KIRO AM Seattle and KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma, the home of the Mariners.
One out for the Mariners. Here's right fielder Dom Canzone with a swing and a soft liner into center field for a base hit. Over the top of shortstop Corey Seager. Going out on the play, and Canzone has his second base hit tonight. Dom was able to reach out for it and hit it hard enough into shallow center field. So the Mariners looking to add on. They have a big 6-0 lead here in the bottom of the 8th. Rangers will have one more try when we go to the top of the 9th inning. It'll be Seager, Simeon, and Garcia. Here's Jay Crawford, a big RBI single in the 6th inning. The pitch to him, a strike. 0-1. Yes, indeed, a lot of wheeling and dealing. And, man, you'd love to be a fly on the wall in the GM's offices when they make those million phone calls to try to pull off a deal to strengthen their clubs. The final few months of the season, here's the pitch low and outside for ball 1, 1 ball and 1 strike. But you know it takes reams of information, piles of information from your scouting department, your analytics people, your trainers, as they get medical reports on guys. Here's the stretch, and the 1-1 on the way. Swing and a miss by Crawford, and the count is now 1-2. And it takes 2 to tango. You got to have a trading partner, and it seems like the Arizona Diamondbacks have been a really good trading partner with the Mariners the last few years, working with Jerry Dipoto and Justin Hollander. And Jerry Dipoto really Taylor. And for Gino Suarez, here's the pitch outside, ball 2, 2 balls and 2 strikes. I mean, we've all seen Moneyball when Brad Pitt played Billy Beane, the general manager of the Oakland A's, sitting there in his office making those deals. One call after another. Here's the pitch on the way, low and outside for ball 3. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Crawford. I think it's probably more involved than what we saw in the movie. But I think one of the most interesting things I've ever seen, my first year in baseball in 1975, went to the winter meetings in Florida. Here's the pitch on the way, and a swing and a miss by Crawford for strike 3, and the Mariners have 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th inning. I believe we were in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, for the winter meetings, and Bill Veeck was the owner and GM of the Chicago White Sox. This is during the days when GMs really wheeled and dealed. They traded not only 1 or 2 players, but sometimes 8-player deals. But Bill Veeck set up a card table in the middle of the lobby of the hotel with a couple of chairs, and there was a sign, open for business. Here's Cole Young with a swing and a pop-up. Third base line, coming down the line is Smith. Halfway toward home, he is there, and he makes the catch, and that's going to retire the side. But what a night for Cole Young with his 3rd home run of the season and an RBI triple as well. We go to the top of the 9th inning. Last try for the Rangers.
As someone who grew up in the era of the twist, the locomotion, the Freddy, and other outrageous dances, the floss.
Mariners baseball on Seattle Sports.
Well, here we go to the top of the 9th inning. Last drive for the Rangers. Mariners lead Texas by a score of 6-0. Corey Seager leads it off. Trent Thornton looking to take this game all the way. Here's a swing and a foul out of play down the left field side, and the count is 0-1. Thornton came on and threw nothing but strikes at a 1-2-3 top of the 8th inning. So Dan Wilson and Pete Woodworth say go out there and get the final 3 outs in this one. Here's the pitch to Seager. Up and in for ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. But the story tonight, George Kirby. And the young man from Elon University, 6 scoreless innings, gave up only 3 hits, 2 walks, and he struck out 6. Lineup and the pitch. Swing and a miss by Seager. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Now, a number of times George went to a 3-2 count. But most of the time was able to come back and get a big out. Only the 2 walks. The look in by Trent. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss by Seager. Good curveball right there by Thornton. A strikeout for Thornton. He's retired 4 batters in a row. And the Rangers have 1 out here in the 9th.
It's the second time he's got his good friend. They grew up great friends. He has hardly faced him in his career. He got him once already in a strikeout, so that one feels pretty good for Thornton. I can guarantee you that right now.
Strikes out Corey. Here's Marcus Semien with a swing and a broken back ground ball is short. And up with the ball is J.P. Crawford. The throw to first, and it's in time to get Semien for the 2nd out. So 2 up and 2 down, and now the Rangers are down to their final out. Say, friends, the Mariners gearing up to celebrate Ichiro's Hall of Fame induction right here at T-Mobile Park. The fun gets started next week with a 3-day Ichiro Funko Pop giveaway August 5th through the 7th against the White Sox. Get your tickets now at mariners.com/Ichiro. Here's the line and the pitch on the way to Garcia. Adolis takes low and outside for ball 1. Caught up with Ichiro to congratulate him. Gave a great speech in Cooperstown, New York last Sunday afternoon. The stretch and the 1-0 pitch. Garcia with a swing and a pop-up out of play on the first base side. And the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. And on August the 9th, we're going to retire his number 51. We'll put it up in the Raptors along with Junior's 24, Edgar's 11, and of course Jackie Robinson's number 42, retired throughout baseball. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss by Garcia. 1-2 the count of the Ranger right fielder. And now the Rangers are down to their final out. Fans on their feet here at T-Mobile Park. Game 1 of a big 4-game series with Texas. The look in by Thornton has the sign from Cal. Here's the stretch and the 1-2 pitch. High and outside for ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Mariners looking to pick up a half game on the idle Houston Astros. Mariners would go to 4.5 out. And the Rangers would be 5.5 out. 1 behind the Mariners. Pitch on the way, and it's outside as the ball pops out of the glove of Cal, and the count is full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. And anytime you can gain an inch here, an inch there, you got to do it during the course of the regular season because every month it adds up. Thornton ready from the stretch, looking to end it. The 3-2 on the way to Garcia, swinging a ground ball right side, way off the line is Naylor, and Thornton falls down, and man, he is hurt trying to get to the bag at first. He falls down halfway between the mound and the first base bag, and Thornton is really hurt, grabbing his left ankle. He slipped and fell down, trying to hustle to get over. Naylor was playing way off the bag. Safe at first is Garcia, but man, Trent Thornton really rolled over that left ankle, and a couple of trainers for the Mariners out there, and he's now flat on his back. He's in some kind of pain, being looked at by the trainers. And Cal Raleigh saying, hey, Trent, stay down, stay down. Naylor got to it, but well beyond the bag. He was out towards second base for Garcia, right-handed hitter. And the Mariners can't afford any injuries. Trent Thornton has been outstanding for the Mariners out of the bullpen, and we get a chance to look at it one more time as a broken back ground ball to the right side. Thornton takes off, and then he slips on the side of the mound, goes down, rolls over, and grabs his ankle. Now he's on his feet.
Not a great sight.
Oh, man. Here it looks like they're going to have to help him off the field. And here comes an aid cart to get Trent Thornton off the field.
He's putting no weight on his leg.
And this is a tough sight right here. Trent Thornton being sat on the back bed of the cart. They don't even want to take a chance walking slowly to the clubhouse. He's going to be carried off the field on the cart. But he bolted right away and slipped off the right side of the mound trying to cover first base. And now they're going to get Trent near the entrance of the dugout, help down the steps and into the clubhouse in the training room to get looked at. Keep our fingers crossed. Hopefully he's going to be all right. Right there is Dan Wilson to check in with Thornton, who had retired 5 in a row here at the end of the ball game. It's going to be an infield base hit for Garcia. And now they're going to take Thornton out toward the exit way in right center field. And Thornton gets a round of applause from the fans here at T-Mobile Park tonight. So the Mariners will have a new pitcher. We got a pitching change for the Mariners. Casey Legamina will take over, get as many pitches as he needs to get ready with 2 outs here in the top of the 9th inning. Don't go away. Mariners lead 6-0. We'll be back after this timeout.
Chevy trucks have you covered when the road takes you from smooth sailing to Chevy Colorado will eat up some of the toughest terrains with 5 available drive modes, and Silverado and
Garcia on at first base with what will be an infield single. The stretch and the pitch on the way to Sam Haggerty, and it's going to be ball 1. Haggerty taking over in left field with Langford going from left to center, replacing Evan Carter. We'll get some information. It won't be until tomorrow. I'll let you know what's going on with Trent Thornton. Hopefully he's all right. Here's the pitch on the way, and it's inside. Ball 2. 2-0 the count on Haggerty. There's no doubt about it. Trent was in some kind of pain as he tried to cover first base. Ground ball to the right side. Here's the pitch outside. Ball 3. 3-0 the count on Haggerty.
It's a tough spot to walk in for Casey. I think he felt like everyone else in the ballpark, where this just went out of way. Thornton was going to finish it off, and all of a sudden he finds himself in the ball game.
We need you to throw a few pitches. 3-0, and there's a strike, and the count is now 3-1. Yeah, you shut it down, Gary, physically, mentally. Game's over. You're going to come in with the rest of the guys in the bullpen, take a shower, go home, and enjoy a win. Right now, he needs to get the final out. The 3-1 pitch swung on, fouled on a play in the third base side, and the count is full on Haggerty at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Former Mariner Sam Haggerty. 1 on 2 away. Everybody on their feet here at T-Mobile. Mariners looking to gain a game on the Rangers. Here's the stretch and the 3-2 to Haggerty, swinging a pop-up down the left field side, slicing foul and out of play. Not that deep. And the count is still 3 balls and 2 strikes. Great to see Marilyn Niehaus here at the ballpark this evening. David's wife. Her daughter Greta here. Dave Niehaus, Hall of Famer in 2008. Here's the stretch, 3-2 pitch, strike 3 called, and the ball game is over. Legumina strikes out Sam Haggerty, and the Mariners shut out the Rangers tonight. A final score of 6-0. The Mariners pick up a game on the Rangers. Right now, the Mariners 4.5 out, the Rangers 5.5 out. Houston idle tonight, so the Mariners gain a little bit of ground on Houston. What a performance by George Kirby. 6 scoreless innings. Gave up only 3 hits. He walked 2. He struck out 6 in gaining his 6th win of the season. So George Kirby was outstanding. So was the bullpen. And it was great to see Eugenio Suarez make his return to T-Mobile Park in a Mariners uniform. The last few seasons with the Diamondbacks. 2 years prior to that was a Seattle Mariner. And man, the Mariner fans still love Gino. And of course, Josh Naylor making his Mariner home debut tonight. He joined the ball club about a week ago, coming over also from the Diamondbacks, and Caleb Ferguson making his Mariner debut, coming over from the Pittsburgh Pirates, working out of the bullpen. 1 scoreless inning. So the boys back in town with some new faces on this ball club, and the Mariners come away with a victory, 6-0 over the Rangers tonight. Mariners now with a record of 58 and 52 on the year. They get ready to take on Texas tomorrow night in game 2 of this big 4-game series. Logan Gilbert will take on Jack Leiter, but we're waiting for a post-game interview with Shannon Drayer down by the dugout. She has a few choices. The Mariners hit the ball out of the ballpark. What a night for Cole Young, with his first triple in the big leagues and his 3rd home run and a couple of runs batted in. And Cal Raleigh, another historic home run, his 42nd home run of the season. More home runs than any switch-hitting catcher in the history of the game of baseball. Let's go down to Shannon Drayer.
All right, guys, I am here with Cal Raleigh right now. And, Cal, that was tough to see at the end of the game. We are hoping the best for Trent. And, unfortunately, Mars, what was just a tremendous performance from the entire team. We saw good pitching. We saw good hitting. We saw good defense. What stands out to you about this game tonight?
Yeah, first time through, kept us off balance really well. Rocker did, but I thought we made some good adjustments there. Second, third time through, and able to get him out in the 5th. So obviously that was really good.